bitches? What's up, bitches? I'm so excited. Look, we have people. We have like actual people to bitch with me. You don't have to listen to just me all night. So that's gonna be fun because Reef talks sometimes too. But usually I
Yay.
just talk a lot. So we have Kit. Kit's
I talk way too
here.
much
Hi,
sometimes.
everybody. It's a dream come true. I'm finally here on Bitch.
Have you not been on bitch before?
Oh, I've been on Bitch before, but it's like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I just wanted to say it like
Okay.
that. Just like I'm on Bitch. Bitch.
I thought for sure you had been on, but then you were making me feel real bad for a second. I was like, oh my God, did I not have Kit on?
No, you have.
Colin's been on, I think, right? Colin, you've been on before. Yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure like most of the people have been on.
Reef keeps begging me every week to come on. I'm like, no.
Yeah, like I need people. People are tired of hearing me.
Yeah,
you
people
know,
are tired of hearing just me.
Like-
just me and Reef and our ADHD rambles of shenanigans. It doesn't,
right?
you know.
You know,
That's all it is. It's usually just me yelling about stuff, and then Reef rambling, and then he rants, and then I ramble. None of it makes sense.
Well, it is so good to be on this show, and this is actually one of the rare weekends where I have like a day off.
Right.
So I'm like this week's been a little rough on me for many reasons, but I just gotta say it's good to hang out with such a lovely crew of people. INN, you guys have been doing great work, and I just want to say anything I can do to help boost you guys up so you can continue to grow your network and your content, I'm more than happy to do so because you guys are awesome and are also an additional treasure trove of information that the people need. So if you're not following INN,
yes.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
What are you waiting for, bitches? What are you waiting for? Yes. And Kit, you're great about that. Like, just to give you due credit, you are amazing at sharing everybody's work, for being consistent in your principles. Like when you're censored, you want people to stand up for you, but you also do it for other people. And it's we need more of that kind of consistent solidarity amongst ourselves. That would be cool.
Yeah, like recently this month, I know I helped out RBN. Like obviously RBN did the work, but I just kind of like I talked to CJ in private, and then Do Dissidents reached out to me for something they had to deal with, and then I think Indy reached out to something as well that's happening with your network. And I just gotta say, I think I gotta teach a class to everybody in independent media on how to talk to YouTube, because it is a nightmare situation, and just seeing what others are going through is like, oh no, like okay. Let me tell you what happens so you don't do this again. So I got to do a class. I got Professor Kit in the house. Professor Kit. So
you have to wear one of those jackets with like the patch on the elbow. And like
hell
glasses.
Yes. And I need to pull out my old diploma hat and just have it right there. Be like, listen to Professor Science Man.
I think at one point somebody, because you guys know how I have Pasta calls me Mindy, and then that got turned into a whole character of Mindy Moneybags, and then there was some. I have like a bunch of different names, and somebody, I think it came from my pizza place for whatever reason, guys. The pizza place that we order from most often has me listed as Stephanie.
Yeah.
The pizza place that I order from, I refuse to correct them, but they call me Kip, K-I-P. And I'm like for a while it annoyed me, but you know what? Fuck it.
Hey, I would love to have Spike or Dave on. Yeah, I would love to do that. I think that would be fun. I like both of them. I disagree with both of them on some things,
Moneybags.
obviously, Mindy Moneybags is fun. I like Mindy Moneybags. Yeah, exactly. I'm rich, bitch. Yeah, lots of money. I'm rolling in the dough, guys.
If only. No one's making any money out here. It fucking sucks. You know.
I
wish there was
I
giant
do actually
bags
have
of
a
Putin
job
cash
now where I'm making money doing this. I am getting paid to do a show.
Yes.
After 5 years now of doing it.
How dare you?
I know.
You know.
I like my show too. I like it's fun. I like doing it. I get to meet a lot of cool people. I get to talk to a lot of cool people.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of fun doing work like this, because then also you get other opportunities to speak with people, collaborate, and do so much more. Like, I remember not I guess I'm just gonna sound like an old man, but like I remember when I was in your guys' shoes, and I thought of like, oh my goodness, how crazy it would be to speak to Jimmy Doris, and like, and now that's a thing. So like, it's I want to say that I want to definitely help you guys out with any other further problems you might have with YouTube, because I realize like I have information that can help you guys out, and You guys have done so much work. Colin, when you went to that, huge shout to you. When you went to that quote unquote victory fund for the squad,
The sleepover?
yeah,
That thing?
yeah,
That too.
No, we're talking about when you went to that fundraising dinner that they had.
Oh, right, where Medea
Yeah,
Benjamin was really pumped to be hanging out with the squad.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was really fun,
I mean,
Yeah.
but the thing is, like that stuff people need to see, and you ask not one but two simple questions, and all of a sudden you get surrounded by the political police saying, "Hey, you need to behave yourself. We're gonna throw you out." See, now if you went up instead of meekly like that person at that White House event, you know, it was the like, please do the right thing.
What was that about?
You saw my comment to you, Kit. Like, what did I do wrong? Because what's her name, Elsie?
Yeah,
Like,
There was another one today.
You were
Was there?
asking.
That was like they had a whole banner. They threw those guys out.
Oh, they did.
You know, but it's like,
I
yeah,
love
but
that
like,
it's so obviously staged with that Elsie girl. Like it's so
Right.
obviously staged, and then everybody's like cheering her on, like she's so brave. Oh, you're so
Yeah.
brave. You're not brave. I mean, I'm sorry, but I hate that shit. It's so fake and it's so obvious.
Well, see, Colin,
Okay.
here's your problem. You know what you did wrong? You asked legitimate, hard-hitting questions that put the politicians off their toes, and hence you put a mark on your back.
Yep.
So you asked a legitimate question, buddy. But that ain't gonna fly. What do you think this is, America? Get out of here with that.
Hate it.
Magna
Hate it.
Carta, civil rights, First Amendment. I don't know what hip hop you're listening to.
Yes, climate activists. You want to know how the easiest way to find out if a climate activist is legit? Do they talk about the military-industrial complex? If they don't, I wouldn't even bother with them.
Right.
There's no point in
Yep.
even
You know what?
bothering
I
with them.
don't think people, honestly, Missy, it's not so much I don't think people make that connection because I think because
How can you not?
Well, I think in this country, because we're so isolated to war, it's always something that happens somewhere else. We're not privy or
and we're just so
witness
used to war.
We
We
don't
think it's
make the
necessary.
connection that that's an issue.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot
Yep.
of people who talk about climate change here, but they don't associate with how the MIC is the biggest polluter.
But if you are a climate activist and you don't know that the military-industrial complex, I mean, that's a very readily available fact. If you look like a simple Google search, I can pull it up right now. I'll be like,
No,
one of the
I
first
believe
searches.
you, but again,
just-
like,
yeah, I'm just saying. Like, if you're-
but like, how often do we make that connection to even people who are somewhat experts here? So that's all I'm saying. But you're right.
How
And I
dare
think-
you?
I
Case
think
in point.
I think another point too is that look, there are a lot of problems in this country. Okay, so I don't want to say that Americans are sheltered because we do go through violence and abuse and trauma and tragedy in this country, be it from small towns to large metropolitan cities. But in regards to the idea of war, I mean, for many Americans, it would be unthinkable for squadrons of airplanes to be flying over our cities or towns, dropping bombs or artillery shells happening daily. I mean,
those
that's
couldn't
something-
use fossil fuels at all.
I mean, those are things that no American city or town has gone through, save for, and I'm being generous with this, since the Second World War was happening to the, I believe the Aleutian Islands in Alaska, and of course the bombing of Pearl Harbor. But we haven't seen the real horror, and maybe that's why so many Americans are disconnected from the anti-war movement. I mean, of course, there was a big one during the Vietnam conflict, but even connecting it to climate change or any other social issue, and the fact that we have money for endless wars, I think many Americans are like, well, it doesn't impact me because we, as a society, don't know. We only see it through our veterans, who only make up 1% of the population, who are clearly suffering from mental stress, PTSD.
Well, and they're also heavily propagandized. Like this
Yeah,
whole thing
of
is about
course.
propaganda. The reason why there was a big anti-war movement in the Vietnam War is because they showed the bodies coming home.
Right.
They don't do that anymore. They learn their
No.
lesson. So they cover war in a very different way now. They have figured out the way that they need to cover war in order to maintain consent.
Yeah.
Wait. They're very good at this game, and so it really all boils down to propaganda.
And
the
I
way that
also
you're manipulated.
And I also want to point out, like, I know people are bringing up incidences in the chat, but I mean, I'm talking about like a yearly long, daily, day by day war, like true war that's happening here. And then, of course, we're seeing it
Where's
through
that video?
with conflict with the police or law enforcement. But I'm talking about the large scale conflicts that we see in Syria, Libya, Iraq. I mean, if the American people went through something like that, if some nation or superpower was doing that to us, on par what we've seen with the war on terror or any other conflict, I mean, this country would have a different mindset on conflict, war, and the funding of it. I'm willing to bet that, but I understand. I see some other.
Don't look at those countries.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys know the video?
Israel isn't doing apartheid
no,
or
listen. Do you guys know the video that Vanessa Beeley posted that was the sound of the drones overhead? It's very powerful to listen to just because I wish I could find it. I played it on my show when she was on. I don't know where she sent it.
You got time to look.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I think Canute, Libertarian, I see your point, especially about the war on drugs and what it does. I mean, I hear it, but I guess maybe the kind of warfare I'm talking about is like the one that's escalated past 11. I mean, I get it. I'm not trying to dismiss anything else, but I'm talking about full on
drones,
full on
like
military tanks.
Yeah. Here, I found
tanks, convoys coming on through. I mean, I hear everyone that's bringing up those points in the chat. You're correct, but I think maybe I'm talking about the real big one, like the headliner kind of thing.
Okay. Do I have to like turn the sound on or anything, Reef, or will it just play?
There you go.
It's good?
I don't think so. Hit play.
Oh,
you got
like the buzzing?
Yeah.
That's drones, and that's 24/7.
Yeah, that's not a terrifying noise.
That's in Gaza.
Now that would scare me.
It's just constant, and you never know. They can strike at any moment, and you just live with that constant buzzing all the time.
Ugh.
I can't imagine what that does
Not to mention the facial recognition aimed rifles at every checkpoint.
Yeah. If you get like 1 centimeter too close to a fence, they can shoot you. Just right, like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's constant.
Yeah.
It's constant.
Nothing to see here. Please disperse.
It's fine though, guys.
Yeah, don't look at that.
What's a little ethnic cleansing between friends, right? It's no big deal.
Are we the baddies? I think we're the baddies. I think.
Are we the baddies?
Pretty sure, yes.
We're just innocent, man.
That's all right. That's all right. Don't worry. Someday people will wake up. Just hope it won't be too late.
I don't know. I've kind of lost hope. I'll be honest with you guys. I know that I vacillate all the time, but I really have kind of lost hope because I feel like every time people do wake up, there's always people who are falling for the bullshit. Like we seem to be losing. I don't think I don't want to say you're wrong, Misty, but I think people are going to be waking up very soon. It's just unfortunately there isn't enough blood in the streets. There isn't it's not enough to where people are saying that this is stupid.
Rock bottom.
It hasn't happened
yet. Which is crazy to me.
It is crazy, but I say this because look, we have been trained for generations, boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, and yes, even Gen Z. We've been trained to thinking that this is okay. Like we have been heavily propagandized into thinking it's okay. But I've said this before. You could tell a well-constructed lie, but all lies do fall apart. And when it happens, you just can't keep using it. It's like with Vote Blue, no matter who right now, going after Dr. Cornel West, saying, "Oh, it's third parties. You gotta beware. Third parties. Dr. Cornel West is a wizard, but he's also a jerk and stupid." It's just like, you think that's gonna work this time around? Like people get tired of being talked down to.
Wake up, asshole.
Yeah, they really do, and I don't think, but it doesn't matter though because they control the system. So even if they piss everybody off, and they still control elections, so it's allegedly. Don't come for me, YouTube fuckers.
Pokemon go to the polls.
Oh God, I really said that. Jesus Christ. I forgot you said that.
Oh my God. Guys.
Oh God.
That was amazing.
Did you see that recent video of her and Chelsea? It was on Twitter.
Yes, the weird creepy smile.
Yes.
What the fuck is that?
With the iconic yes,
right?
We're doing the stuff.
Yeah.
Like what?
Look at us.
Get out of here, please.
I don't believe it. It's just like
women get it done. Yeah.
That bitch should be
girl
in prison, y'all. Hillary Clinton should be. If we live in any kind of normal, like decent society, Hillary Clinton would be in prison.
You should be in The Hague.
At
Yes.
this point, do you understand? this is what's so fascinating to me, that like it's 2023. It's the year of our Lord 2023, and we are still blowing people up for profit, and everybody's fine with that. Like everybody's just like, yeah, totally, that's what we're gonna do.
I almost want to say like. I almost want to say, like, Misty, you're asking, like, what's wrong? And like some Maytag repairman comes in, he opens up the hatch and he says, American legal system right there. He points and says, well, that's your problem right there.
We just fucked it up so bad. Like humans couldn't have fucked it up.
That's going to cost you so much. You know, going to be here all day.
But it's good to be on, bitch, because we can bitch about this goddamn political system.
Yeah. I wonder how long this show will last on YouTube. Does anybody have any guesses? Do you want to take
forever and ever and ever?
I'm pretty good at flying under the radar. I don't know. I've never monetized. I've never it's easier to float under the radar.
I think here's the thing. If they ever do come after this channel, let me know, Misty, so that way I can help out, because I can.
Yeah, I know.
Like I said, I got to teach a class to everyone in
They did fuck with me
once.
For a video that Pasta and I did like legit 2 years ago, and at the time that they took it down, it was like a year old or whatever.
I know. I think I know what to do to help out going forward. I can help you guys out. Yeah, don't worry. I'm making this my solemn vow, because I'm so pissed off. Like this week too, like this whole month. Anyways, I don't want to ramble.
Do you guys remember when they used to leave bricks out on the streets before riots? I say we just buy some bricks and put it in front of YouTube, like HQ, you know, and just leave a stack there and see what happens.
No.
You know?
Well, we don't want to go that far.
Try me, bitch.
I think.
Is that better? Who said that? Lisa, is my microphone better? Reef, how do I turn my volume up? Lisa said I need to turn my
I can do
mic
some of that.
I want to hold out for hope that maybe YouTube could fix itself. But I mean, the other platforms, I think out of all of them, Rumble has the most potential to grow into something. But
for now, until it gets co-opted and corrupted, and then you know what I mean. That's the problem, is that they all get co-opted and corrupted. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just I forget what it was. It may have been Warren. I don't know, but somebody called it platform whack-a-mole. Like just trying to figure out which. Was it Indy? I can't remember who it was. It was forever ago that I heard somebody say that. But that's exactly what it is. You just have to bounce from platform to platform trying to stay alive. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absurd, you guys, that we cannot have open conversation about okay, I don't even give a fuck. I'm just gonna say it. Well, wait, am I on INN's YouTube too? Are we on INN?
You're good.
Are you sure? Because I'm about to go all the way.
We got other platforms. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going.
No.
Okay, if Indy, it's his fault. If you.
It's all your fault, Indy.
It's all your fault.
You could just turn off YouTube, by the way, Reef.
Okay, whatever you're gonna do. I'm about to go all the way.
I'm kidding. No, you're good.
I'm fucking tired.
Go off.
It's 2023. We are all grown-ups. COVID comes around, something that they're claiming is a global health emergency that impacts literally every human being on Earth. And we can't have open conversation about that. We can't just have discussion and dialogue. We can't talk about ivermectin. We can't talk about any of the other numerous potential alternative therapies or treatments for this thing that's supposed to be affecting all the. We can't have open dialogue about that stuff. We can't talk about whether or not this experimental vaccine that's been entirely rushed through the process is safe or effective. We have to. We can't even debate the fact that it should be mandated, that people should be forcibly injected. Are you joking? Like, that's not a conversation we should ever be having. That should never be a thing. If there is risk, there should always be choice. And so, nobody's telling me I have to fucking inject chemicals into my body against my will and without full consent. Informed consent. There was no informed consent. No informed consent took place. None. Zero. That's not okay. It's never okay. And the idea that we can't even have fucking conversations about that openly. I'm sorry. What the fuck? And that's another thing. Like, we're all just willing to accept that. We're all just willing to accept that we can't ask questions. I'm sorry. If you tell me I can't ask questions, I want to ask all of the questions.
Well, the thing is, the thing I find interesting is just how much 2020 really shattered so many people's minds.
Yes.
I mean, if we thought the Trump election of 2016 was the mind breaker, 2020 was, and I just realized that how well trained Americans are into accepting of, okay, stay locked home, but don't go to work. You still have to pay the bills, but you can't go outside. Pay the bills still. Oh, you're broke? Well, we're not going to protect you, because remember how AOC and Cory Bush had to run and tell Nancy to not adjourn Congress, and they got there too late, and let's do a little protest, and then they got their victory and they did their little dance, like, let's play music. Colin, I know you were there. They said, like, hey, let's play music. Yep. Colin, like, no, I'm still on fire.
And the whole time they're doing that, nothing makes fucking sense. The rules are completely arbitrary and ridiculous. Like, I watched an NFL game, right? There's grown-ass men, full contact sport, spit flying, trash talking, sweat going everywhere, and that was fine. But then when they go to their locker rooms, their respective locker rooms, and the winners celebrate without masks on, they got a fine. What the fuck sense does that make? Or like, hey, you have to wear a mask while you're walking to your table at a restaurant, but then when you sit down, you can take it off. Is COVID tall? Like, what? That makes no sense. Or AOC going to the Met Gala and all of her servants are wearing masks, but her and her husband and her people are not wearing masks. Well, Nancy Pelosi's hosting a dinner party with a bunch of donors and none of them are wearing masks, but all of the servants are wearing. None of it made fucking sense. It was so obvious. It was ridiculous. And the entire time they're completely structuring society and everybody's just, it was mind-blowing to watch that level of a psyop take place in front of us in real time. Mind-blowing. That was crazy to witness.
Well, what was also crazy was like how, again, this is why there's an exodus of people leaving California. But you have Nancy Pelosi getting her hair and nails done, while all the poor people, hey, growing your hair out, beard out, whatever, no grooming for you, but for Nancy, that old bag's got to look fancy.
AOC went to Miami.
These people.
AOC went to Miami. On vacation. I remember that.
Yeah. After she told.
Meanwhile, your grandparents were dying in nursing homes alone without visitors, and you weren't allowed to go to funerals, and you weren't allowed to hold weddings, or if you had a baby born, your family couldn't come visit. Like, there are grandparents that didn't meet their grandkids for a year. You know what I mean? New grandkids.
Or either like that, how AOC said, "Oh, you're gonna criticize me? It's because you want to date me."
Yeah,
maybe I do.
She's so vile. She is so fucking vile. Just the unbelievable.
There's always the macro, and then there's the micro.
She's so terrible. The condescension and she's just so obviously controlled. It's just so obvious, and the idea that people are still defending her is fascinating.
Thank you, Jank and Kyle, for giving us AOC. Thank you, Jank and Kyle. Remember, it's those two that created that Frankenstein.
Well, I don't know if they created her, but they certainly elevated her.
Yes, of course they did.
I don't think they created her. I think that was somewhere else.
Yep.
Usually on my show, I call her like, I give her the song. AOC.
Where did that come from, by the way?
All right. So I'm going to butcher the song, but I don't want to get you guys a copyright. But there's Ayo. Do you guys know what I'm bringing up?
Oh, the Beetlejuice song. Is that what you're talking about?
Ayo.
Oh.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Like
Ayo.
That song?
Okay. No.
Oh.
Me say Deo?
God.
No?
I don't know the name of the song, but that's where I get AOC.
Okay.
AOC.
Right.
So I have to find it, and then there.
Can you stop embarrassing yourself?
I will. I'm sorry. Sorry, Kyle.
Dude, Kyle, man.
Kyle and Chris. But don't worry, there's gonna be Kit and Kat. Catelyn Collins, I know I can fix her.
I know I can fix her. Wait, who's that? I'm terrible at names.
Catelyn Collins? That was the CNN reporter or the talent.
Oh, the one that
was interviewing Trump.
Okay.
Yeah, the one who was interviewing Trump. Don't look, Misty, I can fix her. I can fix her.
I mean, I'm sure you can, dude. You go for that.
I can fix her.
I would like to
fix her.
It'd be fun to watch you try, for sure.
Kit and Kat. It'll be the best tag team.
That's actually really funny. I love that.
That's my Bo Peep. That's my Bo Peep.
I love that. She does look a lot like Crystal, though. It is, and yes. Thank you, gamer. Thank you. R.I.P. to Sinead O'Connor. Sinead O'Connor is a fucking badass bitch. Can we please, just for a moment, take the time to appreciate the fact that
Prince
Sinead
wrote for
O'Connor,
her. Yes. Anyone Prince writes for,
Yes.
So anyone Prince writes for, I am A-okay.
Well, it's not even about the music, dude. I mean, obviously, amazing. Oh God, that voice.
Yes.
I mean, that fucking voice. But
Jerusalem.
not even just that. She is such a badass. Like the idea that she had the balls to stand on Saturday, one of the at the time, maybe the biggest platform possible, and tear up a picture of the fucking Pope in protest of the pedophilia.
Pope.
Like 7 years before anybody even took it seriously. Like people wanted to kill her. Like like she like legit.
Yeah, Joe Pesci the day after
Joe Pesci
on
said
SNL
the
was
week
like
after the next week.
Wait, what happened? What happened to Joe Pesci?
He was
the
host
week after
week,
Sinead does that.
Like,
he was the host.
He was the host, and he was like, "If I would have been here, I would have slapped the shit out of her."
Right.
Oh, Joe, really? God damn it!
And I don't think he ever apologized. The whole world owes her apologies. She never got it, but she fucking deserved it. She was owed apologies by a lot of fucking people. They destroyed her life for doing maybe one of the most courageous things I've seen.
She was right.
Absolutely.
She was right.
Gamer for Life says when
when
SNL was decent. Oh yeah, I remember when SNL used to be decent. I remember
let me pull up the
Roxbury brothers.
I found this on Instagram earlier. Hold on. Okay, so this is really amazing. Yeah, I just sometimes I'll just scroll through, and also I send my kid shit on Instagram.
Back when SNL was good.
Okay, so did that come up?
Yes.
Okay, so this is like a little comic strip, So October 3rd, 1992, 26 years old. Sinead O'Connor took the stage at SNL to sing a cappella rendition of Bob Marley's War. During the dress rehearsal, so she lied to them. During the dress rehearsal, she finished a song by holding up a photo of a Brazilian child who was killed by police over the final word evil. Instead, she stared barrel. Do you guys remember that? Barrel down the camera.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And pulled out a photo of Pope John Paul II. She tore the photo into pieces and declared, "Fight the real enemy." The fucking balls, you guys.
Yeah.
The performance was a public denunciation of pedophilia in the Catholic Church. The reaction was immediate. The following week, Joe Pesci hosted SNL and in his opening monologue said if he was there, he would have given her such a smack. The crowd reacted with huge applause. 2 weeks later, she was booed. Do you guys remember that when she was booed?
No.
Terrible. My heart broke.
I missed that.
I highly recommend the documentary about her. I think it's called Nothing Compares. I don't know where you can find it. I'll look here in just a second. But I cannot recommend it enough. Because it really gives you a look behind all of this. You know what I mean? So she was booed. That was awful. 9 years later, Pope John Paul II apologized for systemic sexual abuse by Catholic clergy. Still, no apology was offered to Sinead for all she endured for publicly speaking out about it. When asked about the incident in 2021, she said, "People say, oh, you fucked up your career, but they're talking about the career they had in mind for me. I fucked up the house in Antigua and the record company dudes wanted to buy. I fucked up their career, not mine."
Wow.
Thanks for the 5 loonies, Kate. Appreciate it. SNL has been replaced by Shandon Oz over at Beauty and the Boomer.
Yeah.
I
mean, she's a badass.
After this.
And she also stood up for Palestine. Did you guys see my tweet about that?
Mm-mm.
Can you pull it up?
Song Jerusalem.
Yeah, I'll read the quote. Hold on. She was asked to perform in Israel, and she initially agreed, and then her fans reached out to her and talked to her, and she ended up saying, "Okay, no, I'm not doing that."
So she listens better than a Kennedy. Cool.
Yeah,
good to know.
She sure does. Sinead for president. I actually would have voted for her.
Like when it comes down to Kennedy, look, here's the thing. He has.
Don't get me started. Good God.
It's just a censorship. Okay, but everything else is just again, it reminds me why I don't vote Democrat.
True. He shouldn't be censored, but he's a fucking shit stain of a person.
I mean, how many red flags do you have to ignore?
Fuck that shit.
Speaking for him, first of all, if you're at my event or something, you're not speaking for me. If I'm running for president of the United States, I'm gonna be Julius goddamn Caesar. My word is my bond. You don't speak for me unless I give the office that it's okay. Yeah. That question that you guys did at INN and all the other people who were there was for RFK Jr. Last I checked, Rabbi Shmuley's not running for Democratic nomination.
And he just sat back and cowered and let this douche,
he might.
this absolute fucking douche canoe speak for him. And the idea that he's running around with him, he's like on I'm Israel's best bitch tour. Like that's what he's doing right now. He's not running for president. He is literally on the I'm Israel's best bitch tour. Like that is what he's doing. It's mind blowing. And the fact that fucking Dennis Kucinich is standing behind it. That breaks my heart, y'all. Yeah. That breaks my heart. Worse than Kennedy. I never liked Kennedy, but Kucinich, I'm an Ohio girl. Like
it's Democrat. It's but Mastermind Hour. Please don't insult the great Julius Caesar. How dare you, sir?
A2 Mastermind.
I have once again done a terrible job at reading I'm so sorry, you guys. Fuck my life.
You're good.
Hold on, I got that Sinead O'Connor thing before I forget. Please, let me do this. Okay.
I mean, how many?
Okay, this is from 2014. And do you just want me to read the whole article? I can just read her quote.
Sure, go ahead.
It's not that long. Okay.
Read it.
So I vividly recall the first time I saw Sinead O'Connor live. She looked shy and fragile as she walked on stage. And then she began her song Troy, whispering to us one second, screaming at us the next. It was enchanting and haunting. That was 26 years ago. Ever since then, I've admired O'Connor as a woman of talent and courage. So I felt a bit hurt when she rejected me in a distinctly 21st century manner last month by blocking me on Twitter. All I had done was to ask politely that she cancel a gig in Israel. This morning, my admiration was fully restored when I read in the Irish magazine Hot Press that O'Connor had decided to withdraw from her Israel show. Quote, nobody with any sanity, including myself, would have anything but sympathy for the Palestinian plight, end quote, she said. Quote, there's not a sane person on earth who in any way sanctions what the fuck the Israeli authorities are doing, end quote. This is 2014. Yeah. Much more difficult to take this position in 2014. O'Connor's interview suggests that concert promoters are offering enormous fees to musicians willing to ignore the Palestinian-led call for boycott, divestment, and sanctions (BDS) against Israel. O'Connor was promised $100,000. She didn't specify the currency to play I don't know how you say that. Okay, a town between Tel Aviv and Haifa in September. Normally, she wouldn't expect 1/10 of that amount for a show. So lots of money. Lots of money. Her decision is a timely gesture of solidarity. How do you say it? I'm terrible at pronunciation. Caesarea. Was conquered by Zionist forces headed by Yitzhak Rabin, a vicious military commander who later became prime minister in 1948. Benny Morris, the Israeli historian, has written that the Palestinians of I don't know. I'm so bad at pronunciation of stuff. Suffered from outright expulsion. Today, the Palestinians are still being terrorized by Zionist forces. Israel's bombing schools, mosques, and hospitals in Gaza. To its eternal shame, the Irish government abstained from a vote in the UN Human Rights Council calling on Israel to respect international law this week. We can't expect them to follow international law, you guys. That's crazy business. That's what the nuclear question. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ, my guy. With a few exceptions, I have long been ashamed of Ireland. I know, right? Of Ireland's politicians, I would prefer not to share the same nationality as these lickspittles. That's such a great. I need to use that. So eager to please their masters in Brussels and Washington. So yeah, I mean that's basically the gist of it.
Caesar did nothing wrong. Funny.
Mastermind Hour is giving out some propaganda. He sounds like some Pompeian sympathizing scum. How dare you?
You dirty barbarian. How dare you criticize the empire?
Yeah, how dare you?
How dare you?
Sounds like something a supporter of Pompey would say, Mastermind.
Pay your taxes to Caesar.
Yes.
This is what we all must do.
Zionists are terrible. Zionists are terrible, y'all.
Do we not remember? Okay. He literally had a tweet that said that the majority of people in the CIA are great people and patriotic.
I hated that. I hated that.
Dude, his daughter-in-law was former CIA. What kind of Kennedy CIA? What the fuck? What the fuck? Y'all, a Kennedy married a CIA agent. Former or not, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck?
Because that couldn't have been set up.
Right?
You know,
and then he calls them
like on top of he completely pulled his support for Roger Waters.
I know that's what really annoys me.
Will he not do that for you and everyone else? Like,
it's
the
like
man.
The minute you're called an anti-Semite,
the man doesn't have an issue with capitalism. He just says no. It just needs to be tightened up.
You know what I love about
It's reformist.
How do you tighten up Never mind.
No, but you want to know what I love about the anti-Semite thing?
I know.
Is that he's been now called an anti, and now he's like just aghast that anybody would wrongfully. And he's a fucking Zionist. He's not an anti. But the idea that now he's acting. Remember when you did that to Roger Waters, my guy? You remember that? I remember.
Actually,
but Misty.
Go ahead.
But Misty.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
Reed has been working on the soundboard for the last.
I'm sorry. I know. I probably will overuse for a while.
No, that was a good one.
The thing is with the whole thing of going after Roger Waters. What really angered me is like, and this what because so like every Thursday at 8 p.m. I do movie night, and we actually did a review or watched the film The Wall on Rumble, right? And I was like, okay, if you really watch this film, it's about dealing with loss, depression, the horror of what happened during the Second World War, being raised by a single
oppression,
parent, oppression, all this stuff,
military industrial.
It is not about glorifying
magistrates
or fascist states.
It is easily and generally widely accepted as being one of the single most anti-fascist pieces of art ever created. That's not just me saying that. That is a pretty widely held belief. So the idea that anybody is trying to pretend as if Roger Waters is some secret fascist who just loves the Nazis, go the entire fuck away. You are dumb. That is stupid. It is mind-blowing to me that anybody even tried to pretend like that's a real thing that is actually happening. Shut the entire fuck up. It's so stupid, but that's where we're at, right? Nothing matters. Truth doesn't matter. It's just
Mastermind in the chat said Reef was the kid that drove his parents crazy with his speaking spell. Bro, it was worse. I had a drum set.
Oh no.
Yeah, bro.
You a drum
Oh yeah, I was a drummer, bro. Yeah.
I wish I
like it was worse than that.
Roger Waters is literally one of the most consistent human beings that's ever lived, as far as his principles go. At least as far as I can tell. I don't know him personally, but I'm just saying in general, the dude has been on the same shit for decades. He doesn't cave to pressure. He has been on the same shit for decades. That's very rare in a human being, period, but certainly in a celebrity.
I would say that in regards to speaking, or at least watching that film, not only is it anti-fascist, it's a work of art. And the thing is, if you are going to say that it's fascist I was born in 85. That means he's been doing this song longer than I was born. He's been doing this production longer than I was born. So in other words, folks, everyone that's been saying this never bothered, including RFK, never bothered to listen to the goddamn lyrics. Listen to the lyrics and the songs. And maybe if you don't want to listen to music, then read the lyrics. Read READ, read, or have someone read it to you. Read it to you if you can't read, and you'll realize, oh, it's not fascist. And by the way, in 2020, the state of Israel actually had somebody else do a performance of The Wall. And Roger Waters wasn't there, but they did it in 2020.
Right.
Oh, no, it happened in Israel. Hitler was dancing in his grave.
They were supposed to happen in Germany. That's what they were mad about. That's the show that they were mad
Daddy
about.
Gad, let me explain to you how dumb you are right now.
Jesus Christ.
Like, we just listed like 3 or 4 different issues that guy has. What strategic fucking perspective? There is no primary.
No,
they're not having
and he's
one.
a fucking Kennedy.
It is going.
Really?
Well,
really?
Okay,
I hate this so much. Do you guys not learn?
No,
Did Bernie not teach you? Did Tulsi not teach you?
No.
I'll break it down simpler. Look. Here's the thing. Nico House and Convo Couch, they have the receipts. There's all this legal evidence out there where the DNC has indicated they're a private institution. In the off chance, in the hypothetical scenario, however unlikely it might be, that RFK Jr. or Marianne Williamson were to get were to win all the votes. If they were able to get the votes The DNC has within its legal rights not only to use the superdelegates, but their own power to say, we don't accept the results and have it like that. Why? They're a private institution. If you want to pick your nominee, then go vote Republican or vote third party, because the Republican primary is more Democratic than a Democratic primary because of superdelegates.
He's a Democrat in an election where they're not giving you a primary.
The game is rigged from the
no
start.
strongly worded letter is going to fix that.
I
don't care how much support you think you got.
He does not fight back. When he says Joe Biden is a good guy, or Joe Biden's a good
right, he's literally doing the same thing Bernie did.
Right.
Come on, he doesn't fight back. It's no different than Bernie pretending to fight, because people keep giving me the COVID thing. It's the whole thing is Bernie pretending to fight for Medicare for all and a $15. That's what he does now. It's all a show. He won't even stand up to Israel, y'all. You think anything's gonna change?
If he was able to, if he got his head right over Israel, he can easily get his head right over any issue. That
the same people, it's the same argument that people make for Marianne.
Right.
That she's there to strategically push a conversation.
It
was the same thing. Do you guys not remember Mike fucking Gravel? Who did this way better than either of those two ever fucking could.
And it still didn't matter.
And it still didn't do shit.
I forgot that Mike called him out. Like, he called up both Obama and Hillary as like, hey, these two people are pieces of shit. Well, he didn't say
yes,
like
I'm
that,
gonna pull that tweet up. I'm pulling Scott Horton's tweet up, y'all, because Scott Horton fucking kicks so much ass. I love Scott Horton. I think he's one of, I don't come for me. Yeah, he's a libertarian. A lot of lefties get pissed off because they hang out with libertarians. Scott Horton is awesome. I don't care if I disagree with him on some shit. He's an amazing dude. He is a wealth of knowledge on foreign policy and on history, and you're just fucking weird. So just calm down.
I also want to add in
this guy is not anti-establishment. He's
at
just
all.
not.
I also want to add in here too, like, again, like, I am very happy that there is some attention and spotlight on the Green Party and on the Libertarian Party, because I want to see both parties succeed. I mean, if I had to be idealistic here for one point for third parties, I think they have potential to get federally recognized if voter turnout, and I'm being idealistic here.
I know.
For voter turnout to where they can be double digits. So yes. Misty, don't be the screen door in my submarine. Please.
I'm sorry. I'm just being real. That's reality. They
don't be the carbon fiber in his submarine.
No, don't be the carbon fiber submarine.
They're suing to get third parties off the ballot. Look at what they did to Matthew Ho in North Carolina. They control the entire system. Third parties are never going to. And if third parties get to the magic 5%, you know what's going to happen?
I'm equally as critical.
No, but hold on, Reef.
I'm equally as critical of fucking Cornell. I know, I'm sorry.
No, Cornell. I'm talking about voting in general. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yep.
That it doesn't matter. The entire system, front to back, side to side, it doesn't matter. The entire system is completely co-opted and corrupted. You have no say. Your vote means dick. Means precisely dick. If they get to the 5%, they'll just change the rules. That's what they do all the time. We've seen it. The Tulsi Gabbard and Mike Gravel getting on the debate stage. Oh, you got the required. Oh, okay. Now you got to get another 5,000 signatures, and you got to get this. They're just going to keep changing the rules. They control the system. That's it. There is no, even a third party is not going to be able to make any difference whatsoever. And if it does, it's because they've managed to co-opt it, and they know they can control it. That's the only way. And then
democracy simply doesn't work.
Yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked.
Yep. Yes, we are.
We are fucked. Everybody go read this tweet, though. Seriously, I'm not going to read it because it's very long. This is what happens. Somebody in the comments said, oh, come on. Oh, instead of sending emails, Scott sends chapters. It's long as fuck. He gave like a very good, not full, but a very good history of Israel-Palestine here. Like, it's a wealth of knowledge, just in a tweet, just in an email. And mind you, Kennedy has been approached by numerous people to have this conversation, to have this debate, to engage on, and crickets. He has not responded to any. I know many of them personally, and he has not responded to any of them.
But why has this been the thing that people are talking about with him? This is like his one. This is basically COVID and this. Like,
Well, it's this because
I just feel like
he created
no,
this.
he's not talking about any other issue at this point. He's basically kind of
he has started to, but he dug himself into this hole. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Is he did it is because the Roger Waters thing. He came out in support of Roger Waters, and the way that he, first of all, just doing that, he opened himself up to this, the anti-Semite, all of that stuff. And then when the way that he handled it by deleting it, and it's not a good look, right? And so I think that he is now like continuing, and that's what I'm saying. That's why he is now on the "I'm Israel's Best Bitch" tour, because he's trying to prove to everybody.
Well, and people want to complain to us that we have litmus tests.
Yes.
Like again.
Yes.
Appartheid, oppression, occupation, genocide. Yeah, I'd say that's my purity test.
Imperialism.
As well as his Putin's a thug.
Yeah.
Like his Ukraine stance that he's terrible, that he's on. Like.
Not to mention, he's a Democrat. He has endorsed the worst of the worst shit libs, like regularly throughout the course of his life. I mean, how many times did he endorse Hillary Clinton? 3, I think, is the number of times. Hillary Clinton. I mean, he's not. It's just mind blowing to me that people fall for this shit again. We're gonna do this again. We're doing this again.
He's for me, it was just living in Massachusetts. The fact that he was a Kennedy, I was like, nope.
Yeah, he's a Kennedy.
Like I said, like because again, I will never forget the convention in Philly in 2016. But I was one of those people that held out hope that maybe Bernie would be more prepared in 2020. I mean, I had that audacity of hope. I really thought that this time he'd be ready. And as soon as I saw this election, especially as it was getting closer to that infamous Super Tuesday, and Obama made that phone call, I turned to Daniel and we both look at each other like, oh, it's not only was he not ready, he was never going to fight. And that's a depressing thing too. And I made that solemn vow: to hell with the Democrats, to hell with supporting them, because we don't have a choice in this matter. And anyone that tells you to vote Democrat or things will be different this time around, it's like trying to run into a wall. You're not going to break that wall. You are not. The DNC doesn't want to listen to you. And the only way we can really do any kind of significant change is building movements and organizations not connected to Washington, D.C., supporting citizen ballot initiatives. And look, for me, I'll go that step further. Supporting third parties. Like, I'm going to vote Green Party. And I know in 2022, when I was voting for the midterm election cycle, I saw that the libertarians here in Illinois, I may not agree with all of them economically, but or any of their other policies, but I was impressed in my state on how many ballot races they got on. No, but you don't understand. In Illinois, in Illinois, we are very draconian towards third parties. When I saw how the libertarians, I was like, well, shoot, I got to vote for what you guys probably went through. Yeah.
Like, they're honestly much better than the Green Party. The Green Party is a hot fucking mess and has been for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Libertarian Party is actually, and I think I'm a little bit biased here because I am friendly with Angela McArdle, who is now the co-chair or the chair of the National Party. So I obviously have a little bit of a bias, but I think that since she's taken over, and I won't pretend also to know all of the inner workings of the Libertarian Party. That's not really my scene. I don't know all of that stuff. I know a lot of libertarians, but I don't know all the nitty gritty behind the scenes drama stuff. So I don't know everything, but in my personal opinion, as an outside observer, I think she's doing a really good job. She's putting a ton of work in, really trying to find organizations to work with and cooperate with, and you know what I mean? Like, she's really trying to, and so I think that, I mean, the Libertarian Party has some good stuff going on. I still don't think that it's going to matter electorally at all. And I just saw somebody say they love to hear you won't vote. They don't care. They don't fucking care either way. If you vote, if you don't vote, it does not fucking matter to them. They win. The House always wins. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, I will say this. In Illinois, I know in 2010, up until 2010, the Green Party was recognized as a legitimate party until either they dropped the ball or something happened to where they were off the ballot, which is, again, lack of leadership. But to Knut, the libertarian who wrote that, the fact that the libertarians were able to pull that off in my state for 2022, it is rather, I don't want to use the word miracle, but it earned my respect to where like, okay, all right, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. The fact that they made it on there and they got like governor race, U.S. senator seats, I was like, wow, that's impressive. That was truly something I would never have seen at all. And I remember interviewing one of the chair people for the Illinois Libertarian Party like before the midterm election night, and I was like, yeah. Oh, he's like, yeah, we're gonna get on all the ballots. I'm like, okay, good luck.
He proved me wrong. I was like, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
Yeah, it still won't matter though.
If we can just have people stop hero worshiping, please.
Oh my
that would
God.
be fucking fantastic.
Oh.
Like, you know, we've talked about it a million times. Like,
Mr. Superman, he knows he.
Like,
so annoying.
they're not here. You know, even right now, you know, our friends are buying into other heroes that have made themselves just as literally following in AOC's footsteps on the same magazine, going to the same parties, practically wearing the same tax of the rich dress. Like, but you know, because he's the head of a union that has only won one place, that's
he's
somehow
using
okay.
Act Blue.
You know.
Oh God.
Act Blue, y'all. I mean, I've been trying to be quiet about this because I could get. I mean, there's a song.
I don't want to give it much attention either,
and I don't either. But Act Blue, what the holy fuck?
I know.
Really? That's your
Yeah.
Come on.
Go check out. There's a Business Insider article we covered. You know, we covered it literally on this channel yesterday. People can go watch that, and our multiple other articles and videos on that same guy.
Yeah,
and look, we get that there might be infiltration and bullshit, and the media is going to try to fuck you over. But guess what? You got to have your ship tight.
Tough.
Like you got to.
That's
right?
the thing.
Like they're going to come after you. They come after all of us.
Welcome to organizing, bitch. That's what happens.
Yeah, right.
That's what happens. But you know what?
What happens?
But you know what? If you have the support of the people who you're organizing for, then that's really the shit that matters. So the fact that there is dissent among the very group that you're trying to organize for, and there could be infiltrate, that is definitely legit. But your first priority is tending to the needs of JFK8. And if they're feeling
when one of your
excited, then you need to check in with that. That's your home base, because you're going to need them in order to help support your cause. And that will ultimately help in terms of, if you do get this contract, to be able to convince other factories, warehouses to also unionize. So it's just the idea.
His focus hasn't been organizing, Colin. It's been making sure he can pay fucking child support.
When you are meeting celebrities and traveling around the world and all this stuff, meanwhile you're working your ass off at Amazon for what, like 15 or whatever, and that might not be your only job. Like, and this guy is supposed to represent you. I would feel away, especially since you've been at this now for 3 years. What have they gotten in those last 3 years? Nothing. So,
I mean, he's made a lot of new, like, famous friends. I mean, that's what they got.
Yeah, Donziger and Hassan Piker, who, by the way, is one of his biggest donors.
Right.
But to the ALU is none other than Jink Uger's nephew. You know, like Hassan fucking Piker. And you're going to go around with everyone's favorite locked up Manhattanite, Steven Donziger, who, like, shitty what Chevron did. But, like, now with Smalls having these child payment stuff, I'm sure they'll literally do the same thing. Look, they'll put you under house arrest for that, and you just get to sit there while your union crumbles, right? You have the whole Derek Palmer thing, which he openly admitted to choking his wife to the police. Or his girlfriend or whatever, right?
I know little about this.
Yeah. What can you elaborate a little
bit more?
I don't know anything about any of this.
Yeah,
like,
so Derek Palmer, VP ALU.
Former.
Right. Former VP of ALU. He had to resign. They had to kick him out, right? Was apparently had a
DV issue.
Domestic abuse. Right. So, and he literally told the police he choked his wife, although he said he was pushing her away or whatever it was, right? Like, you know, and they knew this, and then
basically
Smalls went to Greece with them right after that.
Covered it up for, I think, up to a year, until eventually.
And now the only response he has is that it's because he's black that he's getting all this fucking, and it's like, sorry, I don't think that's the only reason.
Right.
You know,
Like,
so
I mean, again, it's a given,
whatever.
especially being of color. Yes. And I mean, I hate that given like being a person of color, like you're going to get more criticism. And I totally get that. But you got to put in the work and show actual results before you can make that.
Where's the I'll pull it up.
Excuse.
So,
dude, hold on. Can I pause for one moment?
Sure.
Like, are y'all really
Go ahead.
trying to be out here trying to pretend that this is gonna fly? We have to convince these people that voting for RFK is our last shit. Really? He's a fighter and he's gonna destroy the establishment from with it. Please tell me that's satire. Like you're just joking.
No,
that's
that cookie. That's bad cookies.
ridiculous.
No,
That's bad cookies. You leave him alone.
Right.
Leave bad cookies alone.
oh yeah, bad cookies
okay,
is going.
good.
Yeah, sure.
That's
all right.
Okay, good.
That's one of my lovelies. That's one of my lovelies. My
all
mornings,
right.
my
Yeah,
sunshines.
I was-
Leave him alone.
To lose my shit
No,
because I know that somebody's
no,
in here
that
trying to
cookies is
pretend
good.
like Kennedy is
That's how it
different and that me calling him out is helping
Yeah,
the
they'll
Democratic
learn.
Party.
Don't-
He's a fucking
they'll figure
Zionist.
it
If
out.
you think I'm gonna run cover for a Zionist because of the Democratic Party, you have got me fucked up for
They
somebody
can
else.
fix them.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay, they can
No.
fix them.
I think no. I have to
They
address
can
this
fix
because
'em.
this is for Daddy Gag, who's saying, meaning every chance we have to fight back in anything. No, sir, sir.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
there's
This might not be the
that
show
ain't
for
your
you.
chance.
If RFK
Rohim.
said himself, he is a capitalist.
Yes.
Biden also said he is a capitalist.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck will change?
I'm destroying the establishment. That's
Point
why
blank
feds are running
period.
my campaign. Totally.
So here you go. This was in
can't believe we really
how
have
do
to
I
do this
no, that's not
again.
how we do this.
There we go again. But by the way, there's one thing I do want to
Let's-
bring up before we bring up with before we leave anything with Chris Smalls.
Go ahead.
You know what I find funny is that there's going to come a point to where Amazon's going to want to strike back or start push back any other achievements that the ALU has done. And the thing is, all these people who are still working their jobs at Amazon, if Chris Smalls were to call or rally them, he might not get all those people to come back because after seeing how he's living it up, I mean, I forget, I think it was either 2021 or 2022. He was in California for that stripper union strike or something.
Yeah, that was last summer.
Yeah, that was last summer. It's just like, he's
Then he went
doing
to
all
Cuba.
this stuff, doing all this stuff. It's just like after a while, like people seen him go on all these trips, but dude, you need to be back at your base and be that rebel leader. You got to be like Vercingetorix or Lucia to fight back against the empire. Otherwise, your supporters may not rally around you. That's how bad it
when
can
he's
get
back
them.
at base, Kit. When he's back at base, this kind of shit happens.
Whoa. Why?
Okay. Yeah.
I know. Hold on.
Let go.
I'm not holding you.
Oh.
You're stuck to my pants.
Oh, it's so close.
Hold up, it's coming.
What is that? Chris Smalls fighting?
Why?
Not
Oh
yet.
wait, you'll see.
Not yet.
Oh my god, with the horn.
Here he comes.
There, in the red.
What? Why is he doing that? You moron!
Well, apparently this guy had been threatening him over text messages and yada yada, and essentially complaining a lot about the same stuff we've been. The root of their disagreement, though, is related to Small's ascendant fame, which many Amazon labor union organizers feel have overshadowed his responsibilities to the union he helped found. So yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice.
And I'll give a man credit for self-defense if that's what it was, but like, bro, you can walk away.
You have to be but I'm sorry, but
You have to walk away and
you
be
have
above
to
You gotta be above that.
approach. Like,
Yeah.
and it sucks that, but that's the reality. If you're in the public eye like that, you have to be willing to be the bigger man and step away for certain things. And if this guy this guy with Daily, like, this is not just like one-off thing. This had been escalating like on social media between the two of them apparently for a while. So this just was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, this should have been handled over a phone call, really.
Yeah.
So not
Yeah.
in the street, you know. So I can't like, I have to like, if that were self-defense, fine. But the fact that it was even allowed to get to that point when Smalls knew allegedly of like the issue of like why this guy had some beef with him, why didn't he address it with him directly?
Exactly. It
So
didn't have to lead
it's
to
like,
threats.
so I'm sorry, but like, you know, Smalls could have handled it like a man and actually dealt with it properly, but he chose not to. And yeah, the media is going to and like, yes, Business Insider, but like, yeah, obviously they're going to have their own
Well, we've got
bias here, but like,
let me
like
find
you
this
can't. But
slide.
these are things
Keep
that
going.
in the spotlight you can't give to the mainstream, especially given Amazon is looking to destroy your ass. Like you basically just gave them, and that's the excuse he's going with. It's like, oh, like everyone is yeah, they're attacking you because you're giving them reasons to.
Well, and he doesn't respond to criticism. Like people have tried to come at him in a real way, have tried to have conversations with him in a real way, and he does not. It's like he is not interested in any kind of open dialogue with the people he's supposed to be representing. He just wants to do it his way, and you just have to go along. And how dare you criticize me?
Yeah,
and
like I've criticized him, and like I don't, and you guys know me. I don't necessarily go at people that hard unless I have to. And like he came at me on Twitter, was like,
yeah, your nickname's literally Care Bear.
But what are you doing? Like, bitch, I'm a teacher. I'm in a union, and I do organizing myself, so I understand how hard it is. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
my opportunities do
Right.
not have me meeting celebrities.
Oh my God.
No.
You know what else can be done too is
Right.
look, if I'm the media or if I'm part of Amazon, if this is what it takes to rile up Chris Smalls, I would be if I was Amazon or somebody was in the establishment, it's like, oh, he's easy to anger. Well, then all we have to do is set up another situation,
right?
Make a perfect case
You can't
scenario,
be
and we
easy
know
to anger like
yeah,
that.
and then they could drag Chris Smalls through that too. I mean, if you are unable to keep a cool head and maybe deal with dissent in your ranks, well, then you gotta go. Then you got to step down, because then you are going to damage and reverse everything that you ever accomplished. And now people know your weakness, that you're easy to anger, that you're easy to provoke.
And if there was more than one like person fucking as the face of your, they've literally made you not just the mascot for ALU, but the mascot for all unions everywhere. Like you're brought on these channels to be the face of labor, and now this is the face people see back. Like we need more people at this union as like PR team, and I don't think he should be running it myself. If he wants to say as a PR guy, great, but you can't do both things.
JFK 8 who are looking to step up, who are looking for something to do, like those are the people that you should be trying to tap into and empower to help you and support you to do the work. So really, Smalls, there's really no excuse. Like, and you hide behind your identity as a Black person, you hide behind your identity of all these things that the mainstream is doing to you, which I totally get, but at the same time, water is wet.
Yeah.
To do this, especially do it in the public eye, as you quickly came to prominence, I understand it, but the deal is you got to learn how to deal with it properly in the right way,
or step aside, my guy. I mean,
but ultimately, like this shouldn't be about you, and this isn't about Bezos either. Like these are about the workers, and they're waiting, and they've been waiting patiently for 3 years. And I don't know how long they're going to be patient before there is already starting to have some dissent. There's going to be a lot more if you don't deliver for them. So I better figure out quickly what your plan is in order to make this contract happen. Otherwise, you're going to look like an ass. And mainstream media will be very easy to make you look like that. And then you have nothing to show for your work right now.
Oh, you want to know what else is going to be pretty messed up is that knowing something like this can be done and that he could be easily provoked. All it takes is a few other certain people to maybe come forward or get paid off to maybe I don't know, spill the tea on private messaging or DMs of
Right.
Chris Small with other people and be like, oh, look at what Chris Smalls is also doing on the side too.
Right.
Maybe do a further digging, like maybe, I don't know. I don't want to, again, I could speculate just how bad it could get. It could deal with finances, personal relationships, maybe other fights that people don't know about. I mean, once you open up that Pandora's box, Chris, I hate to tell us you, but you might be inviting disaster to your entire movement.
Reef and I were talking about this earlier. I have a slight theory on this because in the article it mentions that Chris owed child support, back payments of child support,
20 to 30,000, something like that.
I think it was like $20K he owed. And
boy.
He's only getting paid by ALU 20,000. That's what it was.
30.
Yeah, 20. Right, 30.
Allegedly. I don't believe.
And then I think it was like 200,000 of something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'd have to look it up again.
He's traveling as much as he is, because I'm sure he gets
get paid for speaking gigs
in order to help you
pay his baby mama,
and that's how it starts.
Necessary debts or whatever. I totally get that. I feel
how it starts.
Yep.
That being said,
he went to jail for this.
Yeah.
Like 3 days in jail over this while he was a leader.
But being said, if your focus is just making money, that's a distraction. Because you're not necessarily thinking about the workers. You're thinking, oh, I need to get paid, so I'm able to take care of this stuff before like worse stuff comes to me, like I might get more jail time or whatever else. So his mind may not necessarily be there in order for him to do this. And look,
he's on Cameo. Really?
Oh,
really?
God.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Wait,
No.
what? Wait, what do you mean Cameo birthday?
You don't know what Cameo is? It's an app, and like
Elaborate.
these
Like you can ask,
like DE list celebrities will like if you can buy a video from them. So if like you have a friend who's a fan of like Lindsay Lohan, you can buy a video from her, and she'll be like, "Oh hi Sarah, happy birthday! I'm Lindsay Lohan." And like you can.
Oh God damn it!
you can get like Bruce Buffer to break up with your girlfriend for you.
Can we verify that?
I'm looking. I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, hey, look, folks. I want to say I know everything. I never said I was a big brain genius, folks. Okay.
Yeah.
There's some things I don't know.
Comedians use it.
No, Cameo. The only reason I know what Cameo is because I was gonna get one as a joke for my sister.
No, Miguel, I'm not wishing anyone happy birthday. Okay, it's easy. You tell me in the private chat it's your birthday, then it's your birthday. And I remember somebody said, I think it was Wendy Carballo's birthday, and it wasn't. It's like, oh well, I just got lied to.
I would not do Cameo. I don't think that's weird. That's weird.
Hi, Bobby. Hi, I am Kit Cabello. I just want to wish you, Bobby, a happy birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, I think like little kids, it might be cute to like get like your little kid's favorite, whatever. I guess. I mean, but.
And it's, content creators, I get, getting like an ad read or something from one of them for fairly cheap,
I know the account already exists. That's why I'm trying to log in, motherfuckers. What the hell?
Like if I want Hasselhoff to give us a line or something,
We should totally get some for the show. We can play him on the show.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That would be funny. We can make him say like funny stuff.
Yep.
Or is it that you get artificial intelligence, like you could use Chat GPT? Because the way things are happening right now is the strikes in California. I think AI is going to be taking over. I don't know if you guys heard, but Bob Iger is going to be there's rumors that he's going to supposedly sell Disney, which is crazy.
Okay.
I wouldn't blame him. They're losing a lot of money.
I don't think Smalls is on
$500 for Lindsay Lohan. Did anybody find Chris Smalls?
I don't think he is, but you know what? If he was, I'm sure someone would have pulled that forever.
Surprised me.
I don't think he is. Just looked, he's not. So
whoever said it in the chat might have just been fucking with me, but the fact that I could believe it is.
But hey, act blue though.
Act blue, y'all. Oh,
close enough.
Close enough.
Jesus. Act blue, y'all. Act blue.
And as I said,
what is happening with the people in this space right now? It's so weird.
Have their own independent structure away from the mainstream, their own independent infrastructure, their own financial infrastructure that's separate So any donations, any like type of press that they do, they're able to take care of it in-house. That's basically at INN the main critique that we've had of ALU. And we've even said, he has access to independent media. He's had access to independent media that if he utilized well, like we could have helped to kind of elevate the message. Because the idea is like, Kit, you remember like the last time you were on INN News with us, we had to report of a death that happened at an Amazon warehouse that happened
I remember that,
in Illinois, like over like 2 months ago now, I think it is.
Yeah.
ALU did not report on that, to my knowledge. And actually, like, I've had to tweet at them for certain issues like that for them to tweet out. You know, which that might be okay if we had that kind of relationship. But I've talked to Smalls personally. Like back in January when he had that event outside of Bezos's mansion, I spoke to him. I was like, look, I know we've had beef, but you know what? This is about the workers. I am willing to put whatever beef we have aside to work with you to ensure that the workers at JFK8 will be willing to get something out of this. Like, I put that on him, and he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, never followed up. He knows who I am. He knows I'm involved in INN. Nothing.
You know what the problem is, and this is what I could speculate. It's just I think at this point with Chris Smalls getting all the media mainstream attention, it's sort of like you don't have a big enough spotlight for him, so you're not worthy of his attention. That's the problem. That what happens with a lot of people who become the face of an organization or movement, they let their ego and pride get the better of them, which is why the ALU could be destined for a fall if they don't get their act together.
Right.
And and look, I don't want to see them fall. I don't want to see them fail.
No.
You know, but when your leader is out there living it up, and going to all these different places, and again, ignoring what's still happening at a lot of these warehouses. I mean, people are still. You got the drivers wearing adult diapers. You got people who work on the floor urinating in bottles. And when a tornado hits, everyone go to the bathroom, even though they had like more than enough ample time to get out of said facility, so that no one would, because there was that tornado that hit Chicago, not Chicago, but lower Illinois, and one of these warehouses was hit by it. They could have gotten out, but management told them y'all have to stay, so hide in the bathroom.
Right.
What?
And that's happened at Amazon before, like during like extreme weather, like they're not allowed to evacuate, and like there's been like casualties, if not straight up like, you know, medical issues that they've had to deal with as a result of them having to stay and not necessarily evacuating properly. So there's just a whole lot of like, Amazon is like of the devil, you know, but it's like, you know, like if you're going to be about the workers, be about the workers. That's not to say like you can't. And I struggle with this because I get the idea of using your celebrity to elevate the message. I totally get that, and that's necessary.
That's not what he's doing, though.
But it's a question: are you using it for your benefit, or are you using it to the benefit of your workers? And I don't quite believe it if you're attacking Bezos all the time as the issue. We know ultimately capitalism is the issue, but you're not using. I don't hear him necessarily talk about the workers and what they need and how they can elevate the message so that, you know, they're able to get this contract. Like he's spreading himself out way too thin in terms of trying to make, not this is a legend, but my guess is he's trying to make as much money as he can. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, especially if he wants to support his family. But you have tens of thousands of people who are relying on you, and it cannot just fall on your shoulders ultimately. This has organizing, it's hard work. That's why you do it in terms of a team. So that way, if something happens to you, you have other people that can fill in the gaps for you in your favor. I don't think he has that, given what we read and what we kind of figured. There's not a lot of organization there. So he doesn't really have a choice but to essentially kind of go out and like try and promote himself in terms of the union. So it's a lot, but by his own doing and probably by his own hubris, I would imagine he did this to himself.
Yeah.
So
And yes, BLM did it too, because you know what? Almost every movement does it, because it's really difficult to find people who are uncorruptible and who are willing to sell themselves out for some money and some access and some, it's very enticing for almost everybody. And so that's what we're up against. And yes,
I get
very,
Smalls. I grew up with guys like Smalls. Like when you're living in the hood.
Yeah, we all do.
Like,
no, I mean, like we all like
living
have
in the
those
hood
struggles.
or like in low income and you're not making a lot of money and like you don't have a lot of opportunities and you have very lacking on opportunities, it's a huge temptation. I totally get that. But for whatever reason, not necessarily no fault of your own, you did the right thing. Like you are managing to kind of take yourself out of that situation now. The question is, are you able to bring others along with you and empower them so that they're able to do the work as well? So
can I propose something to you, Colin?
Sure.
I want to ask you a question. Do you think he just caught lightning in a bottle and now he doesn't know what to do with it?
I think so. I think
that's very possible.
Yeah. If you look at him before, like in 2020 to the way he is now, it's like two completely different people. And look, organizing is difficult work, but at the same time, it's also something where there's a lot of learning and growing that you basically have to do. You need help with this. Like, and it's a question of where he's getting this help from. And he's getting like these operatives that kind of aligned with the Democratic Party who are really not like they organize, but it's not really true organization in terms of yes, the PMCs. Like, and I see them all the time. Look, I live in DC. I meet these people all the time, and they don't do shit, you know, more often than not.
Very performative.
Like, yeah, it's very performative, and that's what he's doing. It's just a lot of performative stuff. Hell,
because that's easy. That's easy.
It's easy. Like AFT, American Federation of Teachers, like ran by Randy.
Yeah, that's your other biggest donor.
Yeah, that's their other biggest donor. She is a bitch and a half. I'm saying this as a teacher. Like, she is not good. She is so establishment. So it's like, these other people, like, as Sabby says, follow the money. Like, you got that and Hassan Piker as your biggest donor.
Not a good look.
It's not
a good look.
Nope.
It's not.
However, really quickly before I forget, I'm going to
Speaking
drop a link in the chat. It's about, because we're talking about tornadoes, and you guys know I love tornadoes, and that's for my ADHD brain. But there's this really awesome chick named Carly on YouTube, and she does tornado videos, like historical ones. And we're talking about risk mitigation at work. And this guy, I forget what the name of the place is, but he did like an excellent fucking job. Like like his people were all safe. They survived an F4 because he like spent the money to put in the proper like safe bathroom structures and stuff like that. So I just like tornadoes. So there you go. If you want to watch it, it's really good. Also, Carly's awesome.
Let me guess. Twister is one of your favorite movies.
For sure. Yeah.
I know it. I know it.
I have been obsessed with tornadoes since I was probably about 4. I used to make my parents buy me those VHS with like I don't know,
world's most dangerous tornadoes ever gone wild.
Yes.
I don't know if you had it for your local networks, but I know on our local Fox network here in Chicago, that's channel 32. I remember as a kid, they would do the specials like world's most dangerous animal attacks or world's most dangerous tornadoes caught on film 5.
Yes. I think I've seen literally all of the tornado videos. All of them.
And I think that like sometimes the guy who would host some of those shows, the dude who played William Riker in Star Trek, he was like, you won't believe it, but this tornado was caught on film.
Oh yeah. Shit. Now you're gonna make me. My ADHD brain's gonna be upset. I can't remember that dude's name.
Hold on. William Riker.
It's right there.
Jonathan Franks.
Oh, you're looking that up.
Jonathan Franks.
Yeah, true or false or whatever it was. Fact or fiction.
Yeah, fact or fiction. Believe it or not. True. False.
But
it's not true.
Speaking of, I wanted to touch on it a little bit.
I do follow Reed Kimmer, yes. And also Ryan Hall. Yeah, I follow all those people.
Mint Press, you're on my shit list this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right
Mint Press. Listen, can I preface this by saying that I genuinely do like Mint Press. I think that they do good
We
work.
love them. We use them all the time.
I hype them all the time. I talk about them on my show. I read their articles on my show. I try to give them credit when they're doing fundraisers. I'm like, hey, I always try to shout out their stuff on my show. So it's really disappointing that they would do what they did.
Right.
It sucks.
So
Well, I mean,
you
it was
covered up our logo.
cheap. It was cheap and pathetic, and they did a real piss poor job.
Look,
of doing that.
here's my thing: if you're going to cheat or if you're going to plagiarize, make it count. Like, make sure it
they did eventually put a tweet underneath it saying, "Hey, this was from these people."
Like more than 24 hours later, though, they
sorry.
didn't even apologize, and it wasn't as if they just used your work and then just didn't credit you. They literally covered your logo with theirs. Like that's shady.
Crab's
as
edit,
shitty.
Half the people that went were INN members. INN member Lucy, who was there, I think, with Roger and some other folks.
Crab and
Gaijin Girl,
Roger,
and Roger Meadows.
So.
Like,
Crab was extremely upset.
Citizen journalists did the work.
Getting it done.
Nick Press plagiarized.
I saw you take Mint Press. I saw you take Jeremy Lafredo's video as well, and because he didn't have a logo, you guys didn't have to put the black Sharpie like cover up behind your logo to cover up our fucking logo because he didn't have one. You guys had it nice and transparent. You even put it in a different spot. You don't think I noticed that? You literally had to put your logo over ours. That's not cool.
That's just shady.
Like,
look,
we wouldn't have cared if you used it.
Right.
No, just ask and then credit. That's
right. It's
common courtesy.
You didn't have to ask. Just credit.
One of the things that I appreciate as I was learning how to do this, like Indian Reef made it clear from the beginning. Whatever you use, make sure you cite properly, make sure you tag them properly, just to make sure. Like that's why you see in INN News anytime we have an article or video, we always put where it is from and who wrote it, because especially for a lot of these independent media outlets, they don't get looked at otherwise. So it's a way for you guys to kind of say, hey, this is like Common Dreams or Truth Bow or Gray Zone or whatever we use. It's just to give you guys another outlet to get your news. And
more
they
exposure.
don't get, like, shout out to Brett Wilkins, like, who is in Common Dreams, who actually has come on our show. He's a journalist there. Like, he's mentioned, like, no one knows who they are, and they write these articles. This is a job for many of them, and this is like a passion that many of them have in order to do this, especially like these freelance journalists who are just doing it because they really have a love of the game and really want to spread truth. So it's our way to just kind of show like our care and our promotion of these people and outlets that will not get any attention otherwise. And the idea that Mint Press, and like, it's just maddening because especially recently, we've been using Mint Press articles a lot. Between how we
hype them all the time.
And what they just did, that's just
it's
as
bad form.
journalists, as writers, like that is shitty.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, the
and
thing
I just
is,
wonder if they've done it before. Like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Probably.
I bet
The
they
answer is
have.
probably. You have to do that because, or not you have to do. I'm like, sorry, let me phrase that. Sorry, I had a brain fart right there. But you would expect that in this kind of business because let's face it, a lot of media outlets right now are struggling and hemorrhaging money.
That's why I try to hype people.
So, for example, Colin, when you did that groundbreaking question to the squad, or either that when your whole crew was over there covering that event with RFK Jr., many of these major outlets, you would think that they'd have the resources to do it. They can't pay people to do it. They can't do it because they're hemorrhaging money. So they see this and they're like, oh, well, we got to take it. This is gold.
Well, now, you know what? It's funny you say that because who are they? The Majority Report pulled.
They cited us. Sam Cedar cited us.
Majority Report did.
They pulled
literally.
When I went to the Victory,
they said Indie News. This is from Indie News Network.
They credited us.
Yeah,
good for them. Credit where it's due.
Wow.
Good for them.
Like Sam Cedar.
You're gonna let Sam Cedar be better than you?
Right.
Impress? What? Anyway, look at this. Look, there's our logo, top corner, and then they cover it up.
Like, come on.
literally
That's just bad
just
right there.
shady. That's so shady.
Like,
But that's the thing. But you know what? That's not even the kicker. They didn't have to do all of that.
No, you could have
No.
just
You could
retweeted
put
it. Just
your-
quote tweet it.
You
Yeah,
could
they
put
could
it-
just
you could put
yeah.
your logo somewhere else. You didn't need
Or
to go
just
to the
quote
trouble of
tweet the
even telling
tweet.
yours.
Just quote tweet the tweet that
Right.
you guys tweeted out with the video. That way you're giving credit and you're done. Done. You can add some commentary if you want, but done.
Oh
What the
God!
fuck?
I almost feel like screaming, like, "Hey, coach,
right.
put
And
me in a
Mint,
game."
Mint Press
If
putting
I was at
Robert
Mint-
F. Kennedy's
Go ahead.
one up.
Yeah.
You know, trying to be like, this is where we got it. No, you got ours. It has our logo in it.
Yeah.
It's our edit.
So
Like-
real quick. So if we look at what Mint Press here's what Mint Press News could have done if they didn't do that stupid crappy edit. Hey, Mint Press, put me in the game. Pay me money. I could help you out. I would have been, first of all, okay,
Yeah.
retweet out INN, say like, hey, this is from INN, and then reach out to the people and interview them. You have an article right then and there, and you could also reach out to people who were kicked out. Article
We
right
also
then and
know-
there. Boom. It would have been far
We
better.
also know how to do this thing where we like retweet the video and just the video. So it's like the video from INN. Like
Yeah.
we would have taken that too. But this is Lafredo's video. Right? And like he doesn't
And
have
they
a logo
slapped
in it.
their
They didn't have to
logo on
black
it?
out.
See, that's what's
Wow.
shady.
Yeah,
is
they didn't
put
have to
their
black.
logo
They didn't have
on
to
it.
black out
it's
their
yours.
version. Like they
Just
they
so
didn't have to black this one out,
unnecessary. So unnecessary.
but they have to
Yeah.
black out ours.
You took out that kind of time to do a shitty edit.
Like they literally blacked out ours.
Wow.
Shitty
Ours gets
edit.
blacked out.
That's really shady.
Lafredo, who doesn't have a logo in his, they
And
don't
put
have to.
their
They can leave their
on it
logo
as
where they
if it's
normally.
them. And not credit him. Like, that's the thing. Use the video fine, but then say this is from journalist Jeremy Lafredo.
Jeremy Lafredo.
I
Yeah.
have to apologize because you know what? I don't think because I think I did play that video on my show and I didn't give him credit. And I want to apologize.
Lafredo, whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't,
fine.
you didn't do
Right.
it
Lucy
intentionally.
talked to this guy
Yeah.
too.
You didn't,
You
they
might
didn't
have
credit
used
him. How
Lucy's
are you
video.
supposed to know?
You know,
But
So-
I mean, in this case, you wouldn't have known, so that's fine. And to
Yeah.
be very fair to you, you always give credit.
Yeah.
You know, to
Yeah.
anyone, any video that
And you hype
use.
people
and
all
you
the
hype
time.
all the time. So this is really nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
No.
It's sad that
Yeah.
a
That was a
larger
legitimate
outlet.
error.
It's just sad that a larger outlet that has more resources than us. did
Yeah.
that shit.
Can't even just credit
Like,
what you guys are
and
doing.
Crab was
Like,
saying in the
it
chat, it
just
took him
seems-
like almost
yeah.
2 hours to put this together.
make
So,
this
like,
edit and get it out, and yeah, it takes work.
it's work.
Yeah.
And we appreciate we love Mint Press. We've covered low key stuff about him being censored on Spotify. We've covered Chris Hedges, the death of journalism. We've covered plenty of Alan McLeod.
You guys gave him.
multiple
We
times.
gave him an award.
Right.
Literally,
Yeah.
we gave you an
We gave him an
award.
award.
Indy gave you an award.
Yeah.
Like, I
It's
just
shady.
Like
I don't understand.
I get
again.
mistakes can be made.
But that's not a
But,
mistake.
like-
That's not a
They very
mistake.
clearly
That's
That's not a
covered your
mistake.
logo.
No.
They
There was
very clearly
intention.
covered. That's intentional. That is
Right.
an intentional. Like, that's just shady. And I get
Right.
like there are some people like Caitlin Johnstone doesn't care. You could literally take her stuff, pretend it's yours, and publish it. I don't think she would care. She does not care.
no.
But INN
we
is trying to
always-
grow.
no,
Like
but
they're
no,
trying
like,
to build.
It's
It's
just
just
the principle
proper
and
credit.
get practice. Like you learned this.
Yeah,
in high
I still
school,
credit
folks.
Kate, even though she doesn't care.
You learned this in high school, folks. You always cite your sources.
Yeah.
Like always.
No, wait, hold on, Colin. I'll go a step further. You learn in kindergarten not to steal.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes you gotta be like,
well,
I want that red
I
crayon.
would
God
just
damn
say,
it!
as an early childhood teacher, like they might do it. I have to teach them why that's not okay.
It's a bad thing to do.
It's not a good thing to do, but I'll show you why. So yes, but yeah,
I mean, yeah, I learned in kindergarten
yeah, but
not to steal.
you
for
know,
sure.
but yeah, like we're happy somewhat that they credit us after the fact, after they got. And
But it
also,
took
just
forever.
Shout out to
24
our
hours?
who really tweeted them
Longer?
out it, and like you know, our community for really kind of calling them out on that.
Yes.
to the point where they
And
had
for
to-
being cool about it. Nobody went hard at them. Nobody
No.
was overly ridiculous about
No.
it. We all just called for them to credit the proper source. Everybody was chill. Everybody was cool. Everybody gave proper, like, I even said, like, I think everybody handled it well.
Yeah.
And so they still need to apologize, in my opinion, and they need to stop doing that shit. That's not cool.
Give Crab a job, because if you thought his work,
if it was good enough,
good to steal his shit, he's quite good enough to be an employee. So Mint Press, contact Crab, give him a job.
Yeah, I'll go further. I'm gonna quote Melania Trump. Mint Press News, be best. Come on, be best.
Be best.
Be best.
Be best.
And here they are. Credit to Kennedy News, Rabbi Shmuley, and Robert Kennedy for the original footage.
Wait. They're even credit Rabbi Shmuley and RFK.
Right, they're throwing him in there.
Right.
It's
just weird.
Because Crab used maybe a second of their video that they had, and the rest of it was our footage that people told us we could use. That we then still, even with Gaijin Girl and all that, we still credit them because it's their video.
Right.
Like, so yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get. I like Mint Press. It's disappointing.
I do. It's very disappointing. It's really unfortunate, and they need to.
Yeah. No hate for their journalists or whatever. Just their.
If you want to make it up to us, we'll take a free interview with Low Key or any of those things. That'll help.
Interview the people who were kicked out.
Emails recently.
If you interview Loki, can you please ask about Assange? Please, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
he's a great Assange supporter. I should probably reach out to him. I have not. I don't reach out.
Always willing to talk to people about
Julian.
Yeah.
Julian's the best. So,
Julian's in real trouble, y'all.
Hi, Ava.
Anything else you got to bitch about, Misty?
I bitched Julian Assange is in real danger.
So,
and he's saying that his kids are saying hi. So,
well,
hi.
Hello to all the kids. Hope all of you are doing well.
Kids. Why are you letting your kids listen to me? What the heck?
This is not a family-friendly show.
He just sees them. Hopefully, he's probably.
This is not a family-friendly show.
This is not a family-friendly show.
His kids hear
my family, but
his kids hear Reef and I in the background almost every day. We probably said just not worse.
All right. I just always worry about other people's kids. Like my kids hear it all the time, but other people's kids, like I immediately was like, oh no.
Oh, his kids hear it from him. His kids hear it from him.
They'll learn.
The
World Squares kids.
They're yelling at the screen. What are they yelling about?
As they should.
Tell them to shut up.
As they should. Yell at the screen.
Sorry, children.
Ava, Ben, go to bed.
Yeah, go to
bedtime.
bed. Go the fuck to sleep. I love that book.
But yeah, I mean, Julian's gonna get how much? I mean,
10 more years, Julian.
He's in legit danger, y'all. It's really bad. It's close. We're close. We're close. It's close. So everybody be ready, please. Should have already been doing stuff, but if he could be ready for when he is extradited to the country that was plotting to murder him, we need to make some noise about that.
Would be nice.
But let me ask you, Misty, like, what? I mean, we knew this was coming. It sucks it's happening. What can we possibly do, like, in terms of I'm just at a loss of what to do, like, because
there's not much to do. There's not much we can do at this point. Like it's going to take mass public pressure, and there's just not enough people. And I just don't know. I think that they are just everybody is so complacent. Not just on the Assange thing, on, like we said earlier, like the fact that it is this bad and people still don't give a fuck. I don't know. At this point, like that's why I said I've given up hope, because I don't know what it's going to take. I have no idea what it's going to take.
I don't think it's that people don't care. I think I wouldn't say it's distraction, but it's just like people are just so bad out right now. Like inflation is shit.
But that's why they should be in the streets. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how bad does it have to get? I'm just so confused.
But I think it's just a mentality of we don't necessarily do a good job of kind of sharing with each other's struggles. Like, we kind of internalize it and we just kind of keep it to ourselves or within our families. We don't talk to anybody about it. Like, we're not supposed to, because we are kind of, especially in this country, we're kind of decide that to show any, like, weakness in terms of like finances and all that kind of stuff is kind of determined as, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, so I think there's just a lot of pressure that we kind of place in ourselves in that. You're right. you know, like we should really be out in the streets and that. But you know what though? Even with that, like the fact that like UPS Teamsters were going or willing to go on strike, no other labor was willing to go in solidarity with them. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're not allowed solidarity
I've given
strikes
up.
on the
I
thing.
mean, like
I've given up.
ALU, like I mean, it's cool to do the SAG strike right now. Like
I think that
that's
there's a
the-
potential for a writer strike, like a broader, not just like Hollywood writers, but authors, because a lot of authors are now having conversations with their people.
Right, but
Yeah,
why
AI is
why
now
that-
potentially going to be
but why
taking
is that the
over.
thing? But why is that the thing that people think is cool? Like teachers have been going on strike, nurses have been going on strike. Hell, we covered like this
because people are
couple weeks
superficial and
ago a
stupid.
Waffle House that went on fucking strike. Like there's so many strikes happening, but that's the thing that that's the trendy thing. So that's
And if
what
you think your job isn't in danger, even
Robo
Misty's
bitch.
job, where like Robo Bitch is going to take Misty over. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So-
In radio,
talk
like it
about-
would be very easy to AI radio.
Yeah,
Of course it
We
would.
talked about AI on when I was on.
Although to
on
be fair,
Monday.
TNT is
Like,
awesome, and I don't think they would do that.
and like actually, Kit, like
Yeah.
we talked about AI when I was on your show on Monday.
Yes, exactly.
We
We did.
like during our like with Iron and News with Reef and Jose.
Mhm.
They,
Find
we
that?
also kind of talked about like AI can be used for war.
Oh
yeah,
absolutely.
they've been using it.
Like so like people are not thinking about that. So it's like
They've been using it for war.
Well,
I mean, you can make an argument they probably have been doing it, but just think of how like, what's that short film that you made me
I'm
watch?
finding it.
Oh,
Hey, Monarch, the crypto community
you mean
generally supports
Barbenheimer?
Assange.
No.
Just so you know.
Oh, you mean
got
the President Evil 4?
No.
No.
I'm going to just play it for you all.
Wait, what?
No! No!
Don't play it. What are you playing?
No!
I'll just play the first bit. We won't go through the rest of it. So hold on. Pause. And then
Hold on.
here.
What are we looking at?
You'll see.
Reef
Yes,
made me
AI
watch
sports
this short
announcers.
film, like, Slaughterbots.
Yep,
And
that's
like,
Customer pilots directed almost 3,000 precision strikes last year. We're super proud of it. It allows you to separate the bad guys from the good. It's a big deal. But we have something much bigger. Your kids probably have one of these, right? Not quite. Hell of a pilot? No. That skill is all AI. It's flying itself. Its processor can react 100 times faster than a human. The stochastic motion is an anti-sniper feature. Just like any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors, and just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works.
Oh God!
Did you see that?
That'll happen.
That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents.
This was made in like people should go watch the rest of this.
Slaughterbots.
Yep. I'll put it in the chat for people.
What? Hey, hold on. Hey, guys, what could possibly go wrong? What could possibly?
We've talked about. I forget who did the article, but was it Brett? I think Brett did it.
On what?
On AI stuff and war and weapons.
No, it
and
wasn't
whatnot
Brett.
That we. think it was Common Dreams. I think it was Brett.
Common Dreams for sure, but it wasn't Brett, I don't think.
But it talks about things like drone swarms that we're already working on. This stuff already exists for the U.S. military.
Think of Palestine, folks. This is what is gonna happen. Or Ukraine or Russia. Like, this is where we're heading.
Or either dealing with troublesome dissidents or thinkers.
Right.
Because, oh no, they got shot in the streets.
So,
oh no.
You people have seen Strangelove. In that movie, the whole reason for the ending of the film, spoilers on a fucking public domain movie, that the whole reason the Russians have this new defense system that if nukes go off, they'll still be able to be fine, right, and defend themselves. That's one of the endings of the ending of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
AI nuclear defense systems is a thing we've been working on, which essentially will end mutually assured destruction. So what does that mean, Colin? That means you need to do what to be able to beat that? This is literally the idea of Strangelove, is that they need to send their nukes before the other doomsday weapon. We need to kill them before they can kill us, essentially. But this is, AI can be used as a tool, as you've heard Stephen Hawking talk about. As long as you share the wealth that AI is capable of making, you'd be fine. But, when would capitalism do that?
Right.
Mr. President, we cannot have a mine shaft death. A mine shaft death.
It's just, Reef, you showed me this, I think, back last October, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think just talking more about this now, and think especially in terms of, more recently regarding you, it's a short film, but too true to life that it's just this is where we're heading if we're not there already.
You know what film you guys should check out, and I found this very interesting for its time. Colossus, the Forbin Project, the ending. Have you all ever seen that film? This is the voice of world. You've never. I wish I could play it for you guys, but then again, you get a copyright strike.
What film?
Movie night.
Yeah, it's Forbin, the Colossus Project.
Okay.
It's the ending is I don't want to spoil it for you, because it's how AI would handle humanity. It's like, okay, you people can't run yourselves, so here, let me take care of it for you. And this AI gives a speech that by far is the most earth-shattering speech ever. But it's like, it's better than a human leader.
Well, Misty, if Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up at your house naked, you got to tell us. So,
okay.
Wait, which Schwarzenegger? Young Schwarzenegger or old Schwarzenegger? Because
definitely young. Robots don't age.
Robots don't age.
Because old Schwarzenegger might have Joe Mencia.
Joe Mencia. Yeah. My cat's being really annoying.
Anything else you got to bitch about, Misty?
No, I'm really tired, actually.
Okay.
You guys wore me out.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Also, I'm just old and tired.
You are not old. You stop that.
I'm kind of old.
Get out of here with that. How dare you? How dare you?
Guys, I'm 41. It's kind of old.
What?
I mean,
Oh, no.
No way.
I'm older than you, Misty.
How dare you?
I'm 38 summers young. That's what you say. You're 41 summers young.
41 summers young. All right.
Yes.
Hey, thanks, Martin. Totally unnecessary, but thank you, my friend.
Thank you. CBA.
Yeah, where'd that guy go that was all pissed off about Kennedy? Because that was fun. This is probably the wrong show for you, though, whoever you are.
Yeah, no.
Welcome everyone, because you never know. You might change somebody's mind.
I guess. I just fine, but I have no desire to debate that again over and over again.
Any politician who is basically like, I'm a capitalist, run.
That's not. Fine. That I get. I get that better than being like, hey, I have unconditional support for apartheid.
Well, it plays into that though. It plays into
No, I know, but I get like saying I'm a capitalist. Like that doesn't. Nobody's gonna. I mean, like, but the unconditional support for genocide is just pretty amazing.
And that the CIA
Pretty
is good
amazing.
people.
That daddy guy, Monarch. And by the way, Monarch, your comment earlier about the crypto world, generally speaking, is very supportive of Assange.
Oh, yes. Other than maybe Sam Bankman-Fried, who gets off of jail. And
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say the entire movement is, because there's obviously going to be some outliers, but generally speaking, yes, they're incredibly supportive. As is the libertarian community. Shout out to the libertarian community. They are amazing. I have never had to ask really at all. Like they're on board. They're fully on board, and are very like actual, like willing to do work. Like they're willing to actually do stuff too. They're not just like, what did Paula Jean say? I support 100. That ain't good enough. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're the Libertarian Party, Angela, they've all been very supportive. So
tell the people what you got coming up this week.
What do I have coming up this week? Jesse Jet tomorrow, guys. Or not tomorrow.
All right, Jesse Jet.
Monday. Jesse Jet is on my show on Monday. I don't know if he's performing or not. He's welcome to. I think it's a nice break, I think, for the audience. And also I don't have to talk that much then. Which is nice.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, Forest Mommy, Jessica Fensky. I love her. She's hilarious. Wednesday, Chrissy Mayer. Always fun when Chrissy Mayer comes on the show. She is crazy, and I love her for it. Tem Cordova is coming on Thursday. And then my dear friend Daniel DeCeater will be on Friday, who is my organizing buddy, has been for years with Assange stuff. Literally one of the coolest, like most reliable, dependable organizer. Like it's really hard to find people that no matter what, if you call them, they're down. Like they're down. Let's do it. And Daniel is one of those people. And he always shows up. He's on time. He brings what he says he's going to bring. He does what he says he's going to do. I love people like that. And so I'm excited to have Daniel on the show. And his wife,
Daniel, back at it again with the white bands.
His wife is like 2 days past her due date right now. And I can't imagine because it's so fucking hot and she's incredibly pregnant. And that is awful. That is awful. I don't know if there's anything worse. It's so fucking bad. It's terrible. So shout out to her. I hope that baby comes soon, girl.
Yeah.
Get out.
Just start doing jumps around the house, hopefully.
Yeah, like walk up and down a bunch of stairs. Like they gave me all kinds of tricks to try. Have sex. That's supposed to help. Have lots of sex.
All right, that doesn't sound bad.
I feel like that's like I don't want any mishaps of things being too close,
No, you're good. It's fine.
I feel
and you won't be able to have sex for 6 weeks after, so have sex.
Yeah, you might as well get it in before then.
Get it all out the system. Get it all out.
Yeah, because you got 6 long weeks at least.
What do we have coming out? Tying in, Colin? Anything?
Monday, Crab and Lucy will be on Politically Homeless, I believe. Monday. Jesse's Office Tuesday will be on Wednesday. Indy and Snow Himbo will be on for their new show that they're doing
Thursday. No one
Thursday. Angel and Tara will be on Friday, and then a replay of Boats Friday night.
Monday, yeah.
And tomorrow, you and Indy will go on for
Check out Boats Live after Indy talks about labor and some other stuff.
Hey, Nut Libertarian. I think that's how you say it. I talk to lots of libertarians. I don't know if are you offering to like contact me with people? Because I'm friends with a lot of libertarians. Scott Horton's been on my show, Clint Russell, Reed Coverdale, Angela McArdle, Forrest Mommy, a whole bunch of them. Kyle Anzalone, Patrick McFarlane, Connor Freeman. Yeah, but if you have other people,
Yep.
Then
Misty's on Twitter. You can find her. Her links are in the description below. Kit, Tell the people where they can find you if they don't know already.
Well, if you don't know where to find Hard Lens Media, Hard Lens Media is live every 9 a.m. Central on YouTube, Rockfin, Rumble, and yes, on Kick. Start your morning right and righteously angry. It's Hard Lens Media. Pour some whiskey in your coffee, grab a mimosa, smoke a bowl, do some shrooms, chew on some cocoa leaves, whatever you need to do to get you through your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. Start it right with Hard Lens Media. If your boss has a problem with it, tell him to F off. If you're going to work, be safe. If you're coming home from work, be safe. If it's your day off, dance off, pants off. Start it off right with Hard Lens Media.
Yep.
And plus, we have a segment called The Morning Dump. That's right. It is an order from Hard Lens. Don't you dare crap on your lunch break or your break. You crap on company time. That's why you join with The Morning Dump. You see the madness and insanity that's in the world. So I tell everyone to keep their head on a swivel and drink water. Cheers and salutations. Smoke him if you got him.
Cool. I think that's everything.
I think so. Yeah.
You know,
Canute.
anyway.
Canute.
Canute?
Okay.
Canute?
I just called him Nut.
Well, so
Sorry.
what you called him Nut, but you use the other way you could have said that.
Yep.
Sorry about that. All right, we'll be back next week. Shit. Hold on. There was something. Danny Scherzen. Danny Scherzen. I don't know if you guys know him. He has been kind of AWOL lately. He used to be on my show, Facts on the Ground. He was on Facts on the Ground like weekly there for a while. I love him. He's amazing. He's a former Army, great guy. He's written a bunch of books. He's fantastic. He's been dealing with some personal stuff. I don't know how much he wants me to get into, but he is struggling a little bit financially. So if you can donate to him, I'll retweet. I don't know if I can retweet it, or I don't know if he's tweeted it out. Maybe should I just put like his Cash App in the chat? Do you think, or
sure.
Help out if you can, folks.
Yeah, seriously, he's a really amazing guy. I don't want to get into. Oh, hold on, I'm in the wrong chat. I don't want to get too much into like what he's dealing with, because I don't know how much he's been like public with. But he reached out to his like people that are close. And asked if we could like share this stuff and support if we can. So I'm gonna put his Cash App. I'm gonna make sure I spell it right because his name's funky.
More media after this in like 5 minutes. Go check out Oz
so there's his Cash App, and then also I'll just do his Cash App. So if you can, please go shoot him $5 or whatever, help him get through. He's dealing with some shit. So yeah, he's my friend. So I told him I would do that. Okay, we'll be back next week. Thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate you bitches. Thanks guys. Thanks Kit. Thanks Colin. Thanks Reef for being here. It was good to rant with you guys. And we'll see you next week. We love you. Goodbye.
Bitch.
I love you.
Later.